Not really. I think as a player, you sort of, it's that cliche, isn't it? You just concentrate on each game as it comes, and as the season evolves and develops, you refocus and just trying to win games and get in the best position you can. And then you get to the end of the season, I think you just literally take it, relief. And in my case, when I was at West Ham, stayed in that Premiership for the 2 seasons, and we'd done our job, and just relaxed for the summer. We always knew the date to come back for pre-season.
Yeah.
When Billy and Harry wanted to come back, and you sort of dread that date coming sooner and sooner because we knew it was going to be hard work. But as a footballer, I think you just enjoy the rest and just recoup really.
Yeah, and also, I mean, player who came, I mean, you play with some great players and some characters, but that, some people might have indulged. I mean, I imagine a few people may have come back a little bit more, like they've indulged themselves a little bit too much over Christmas, over the summer. For you to me, sangrias on the beach, maybe.
I think the higher up you go, that you find the lads were a little bit more, I think, professional. I think when I was at Bournemouth, it was quite funny because I was a young player getting into the Bournemouth team, coming through their youth side, and some of the old pros, you sort of come back pre-season thinking, oh dear, what have you been doing? And they'll put the bin bags on us, to train in mid-July, August. You think, oh, you're just going to absolutely fall down in a moment, and you're just going to dehydrate. But when I went up to West Ham and you come in, they don't have to look after themselves. I just found when you went high up the levels, I think, there's a lot more at stake, and it's they do look after themselves. Even in our days, it was no one really come back in huge shape. Billy would be up the front running us, and he would beat us anyway. He was so fit in his 40s, when he was manager, and and you knew he'd be taking us for the run-in, so we had to make sure we was back in decent shape anyway.
Was it intimidating going into West Ham with all these sort of large? Because there were some large in life characters. Let's be honest, at West Ham at the time.
It was a fantastic move, and going up there. Luckily, I knew Ian Bishop because Ian had a season at Bournemouth. Harry bought him from Carlisle for 35,000, I think it was. So I was literally just in the reserves when Bish had that brilliant season for Bournemouth. I think he was in the old Division 1 at the time, I can't remember now. He was superb, and he literally got snapped up that season and sold. So I knew Bish, and so that made it a little bit easier coming in. But I don't know if I told you the story before. As soon as I walked in through the changing rooms into Chadwell Heath, I saw Tony Gale, and obviously I knew him. He didn't know me, but from the old boys, Alvin and boys like that, and Dixie, and Tony said to me that, oh, brilliant, you signed because you've got bigger ears than me. So, oh, brilliant.
That's
Tony, I've seen often now. He's at Walton Casuals with the lads there, and he's brilliant, Tony. And that sort of broke the ice, and we had a giggle with it. But looking around the dressing room, Rush, you got top players, and I knew I was only going to improve, and really enjoyed the experience that first year. But I found my number 16 shirt the other day. It's gone missing for about 20 years. So the first year in the Premiership, I was number 16.
Yeah.
And I remember after that first season, I asked Eddie, the kit man, oh, have you got my shirt, Eddie? And he said, oh, no, I don't know where it is, Matty. So I thought, oh, I've lost it. So anyway, I think it was about 2000, 2002, Russ. I was at Dorchester when I broke my leg, enjoying a little bit of football towards the end. And I was sat in Harry's restaurant in Bournemouth, Lorenzo's, and I looked up at the top, and my shirt was hanging up number 16. So I didn't have the heart to say to Lorenzo, the manager who did the restaurant, sort of say, oh, can I have it back? So I left it. Well, at least I know where it is. Now number 16 is like the brilliant number because of Mark's Noble. And anyway, I then lost track of it, and Harry's restaurant folded. So all the shirts had disappeared. So a good friend of mine 2 weeks ago said, Matty, you never get your number 16 shirts in this souvenir shop in Boscombe in Bournemouth. So I popped down to see this fellow called Paul. As I walked in, he's a huge Bournemouth fan, and it's a brilliant shop. I've got to give him a bit of a plug, Russ. It's called In Off the Far Post. If any Hammers fans are in Bournemouth, they want to go and see some brilliant memorabilia. It's an incredible shop right opposite Folkestone train station. So I walked in, Paul looked at me, recognised me. I've got your shirt, he says. So that's, look, I don't know if you can see over the mic.
Hey, that's brilliant! Oh, I love those shirts. Why do they stop making shirts that big now? Why do they stop making that baggy? All this slim fit don't work for me. I like a big baggy shirt, and it's like, oh, that's brilliant! How cool is that?
So it's now back home. I've got her after all these years, and she's nice and safe.
I mean, Mark particularly. What was your, because we've, a lot of people didn't realise, but we played in Europe. Matty played in Europe. He was in Europe. He was playing in the Anglo-Italian Cup. Playing his first Anglo-Italian Cup game was against Southend, I think. Which
first goal, yeah.
His first goal as well, yeah. 3-0 away. What was it like, the Anglo-Italian Cup, from a player's perspective?
Brilliant. Loved it. Yeah. I think the only time I played a team from abroad was Starbrew Crest at Bournemouth. They come over for a friendly, and we played them. So no experience of playing. So as a young player playing, in that competition, it was wonderful. Really, really enjoyed it. We got through into the next phase by beating Southend, and then was it Cremonese?
Cremonese, and then Reggiana? Is it Reggiana or something like that? What's the funniest football chant you've ever heard? Is there anyone? Do you remember when you was on the old when you're running down the wing, down the chicken run?
Oh, that's not really. Well, that's tricky questions, really. But most probably the ones who ate all the pies. You just have to have a little giggle at that one, don't you? When you see the person you're playing against, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. But also, what's quite ironic is the people singing the chant as well. I always thought, it's like, come on, mate, those in glass houses. You know what I mean? I can't speak, but I would, But I mean, what was that over Christmas? Did you hate the Christmas period as a player?
No, I love playing games over Christmas. Yeah, no, I think as a professional, you know that's going to be your period. You've got to get your head down.
Yeah.
All my mates and people were out Christmas time, but no, that didn't affect me. I was never one for sort of going out partying anyway. It's it's part of your job. You wanted to make sure. I think one year for West Ham we was up at Everton, New Year's.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You just get on with it up in the hotel and. Try and do the best you can. So it's a privileged life,
I know what you mean. Was it weird when you retired and you had Christmases back?
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah, I can imagine.